Hey guys, this is Sean with Integrity Ranch. Me and Clint just got the cows moved here. We're from this fence where the cows are over is it's two different properties here, and so this piece doesn't have any water, so we just set up this lane right here, probably about 30-40 feet wide down to the water trough down there. Clint's gonna find himself some shade. Our quad broke down, so we was walking to set up all our fence, and that's not the funnest thing to do, but so yeah, we moved the cows to this farm. This is the first video I've done since I've been on this farm. As you can see here, there's a lot more grass and a lot better grass than the farm they were on a while ago, so that's exciting for us. We've had our killing frost and stuff starting to die out a little bit. All the warm seasons are turning brown, just like the leaves. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about animal performance, body condition. So it's October 18th. And right now you're starting to realize, hey, we got our killing frost, and what I've grown is what I've got, plus some hay, whatever hay I have. So I'm trying to get as much as I can out of this grass, but I'm also really not trying to limit the cows here. She's doing all right. She's got some wrinkles around her tail head. She's staying full. The hardest animal to take care of on a cold day is a scrawny animal. Fat cow, you can give her some junky hay and she'll eat it. She'll stay warm. She'll do all right. A scrawny cow is pretty hard to take care of during the winter. So if you have any too scrawny, and we have a couple, you really just need to get rid of them, is just the bottom line. They're gonna cost you too much stress, too much, and most likely they're open. They just end up being problems throughout the winter. But this cow here, she's really wrinkled up on the tail head. She's fat. So she ought to winter without causing me too many issues. Bull calves are really starting to ride. It's a shame, that bull calf right there, he turned out really nice, but he's a little bit too flighty, so he'll be getting the clamp. I don't really want a bull that always watching me and running away, so we'll clamp him and he'll make a heck of a steer. So we're trying to get as much as we can out of this pasture, but at the same time, I don't think I'll be able to come back to this farm this winter. But rather than hold the cows here and push them to gain me a little time, I'm gonna just keep my cows fat. Because in January and February, when I'm feeding some hay and it's just colder than snot outside, I want some fat cows to go out and feed hay to, not some scrawny cows that I'm worried, worried if they're going to be alive in the morning. Bull's jamming. He really is one of the best bulls I've ever seen. He can run out here with the cows on some rough food. He can be breeding. And he holds some condition. I mean, he's got happy lines there. One thing I've noticed huge in the last week, everything's starting to put a little bit of a hair coat back on. Even Tank here, he's starting to get a little bit of fuzz. It's amazing how fast they can just start growing some hair. So we've got a lot of mixed grass in here, some sericea there. There's some fescue, some foxtail, a lot of purple top, grease grass, red top, I guess. I call it grease grass, but it's red top. They're still eating the seed heads off the red top a lot. We had a real dry year, so we didn't grow the stockpile we'd like, but I think we're gonna make it through just fine. You know, take a cow like her. She's not as fat as I'd like to see, but she's not, unless she loses a lot of weight, she's not gonna cause you any problems to winter her. You know, they're fat enough that they really should keep them on half decent forage. We'll just breeze through. This girl here, she's a lot closer. That's a first calf heifer. She's raising a really nice calf. She's not completely just bony. She's not like this cow right here that's just flat on the back and wrinkled tail head. So, to drive it home, the point I was trying to make here, you know, in a perfect world, this farm would be connected to all my other farms and I'd be able to come back to here in January or February, graze off a little bit of grass that got left behind, and then feed some hay. But this isn't a perfect world, and so this farm is a ways out of the way of anywhere else, and I don't think what's left here will be worth trailering the whole herd of cows back to. And so this is going to be the last we get out of it until, I would say, probably May of next year. But even with this being the last time we're going to be here, I don't think it's worth it for me here in October to push the cows and limit them just to get a couple extra days. When we make it to cold weather, those cows, you know, say all the cows lost a couple pounds, now I have, you know, a couple pounds less on every cow that I've got to make up for somewhere else. You know, not saying they've got to gain it back. If they have a couple extra pounds, they're going to get, you know, a little bit colder. A cold cow eats more food than a warm cow. So that's kind of what I mean by that. If I can keep these cows fat on a cold day, they're just going to eat less. These scrawny cows, they're just going to be constantly eating, trying to stay warm, and still falling short. So this cow, I'll show you guys here, she's one of the Coles. I'm in a pregger, but she's first calf heifer, and she's just falling apart. She's got more flies than the rest of them. I think she's got some worms. You just got to watch for those. You know, you start culling for those as heifers, and you won't have problems with, you know, mature cows doing that on you. I mean, you'll always have that one or some freak deal that happens maybe, but put them to the test. You know, she calved it too, and she couldn't hold up to it. But a lot of these did the exact same thing, and they're just coming out jamming. So that girl right there, she calved it too. She's the first calf heifer, and she looks a lot better. This cow's actually not something I've raised. I bought her as a bred heifer from a friend, so kind of goes to show raising your own stuff can pay off, and you'll get that much better genetics. You get that epigenetics going. Animals just seem to thrive, you know, when they're adapted to their environment. Kind of rambled on here, but just want to show you guys the new farm. We got some grazing in front of us, and it's not a new farm. We've had it for a couple years, but the grass is new. This farm's had about 100 and almost 30 days now of a break, pretty much all summer. So this is what it grew. Some of it's a little bit mature, but when it just decided to not rain on us all summer, kind of got to be able to make those long rotations. That's a beauty right there. That's a cow, but this is another 2-year-old first calf heifer. So some of them do it just fine. You know, calving right at 2 is, it's a little bit of a push for heifers, you know, to calve at 2 and then breed back, but it is possible if we can get more people pushing for it. Be able to get, you know, an extra calf out of that cow in her lifetime. So. It is Wednesday and we're going to preg check everything on Friday, so I'm excited. See how many of these girls are bred and how many of them we got to get rid of. I'm pretty darn confident that we'll have some good numbers. So. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it.